All right, today we're talking about Train Heist by Tower Guard Games on Kickstarter today. I'm working from the prototype, so as you see as I pan through here, I've got some of the original playtest pieces. The final components, of course, will be cowboys and horses instead of cardboard tile chips, and just other things. So be sure to check out the Kickstarter for those updated components. Got a basic setup here with a 2-player go. On your turn, you'll do 4 things, which is first, if you have less than 5 poker cards, draw up to 5. 2 is perform 4 heist actions in any order and any number of free actions. Those, of course, are move a horse, loot a train, drop off looted town, and so on. Free actions, mount and dismount a horse. Once you've done all your actions, be sure to discard any number of cards in your hand, which is optional, and then move the train minis forward the number of spaces listed on the train meter. We'll get to that later. So here are the poker cards as it's showing. They come from that poker deck there. Everyone has 5 cards, and the cards are not secret, so you can just play them out. Because at some point there's a thing that lets you steal cards. Those are the cards. They help you loot the items. The items have these card requirements to loot them. So an example turn, I'm going to spend a free action to mount my horse. Then I'm going to spend a card to move my horse, 2, so I can move up to 2 spaces. I want to move 1. Then I'm going to want to mount the train as a second action. So one action was moving, second action was mounting the train. That's going to put me up here on top of that train. So it's the 4th in the line, so I go on the 4th train. For my third action, I'm going to spend my poker cards to loot that sack. Here are 4 cards. That's what that loot has there. 4 of the money bag cards. So I want to loot that and get this item. Gives me 1 heist point. And then I'm also going to spend my last action, my 4th action, getting a bullet. So at the end of my turn, I had moved the train. At the end of the blue player's turn, he's going to move the train as well. You got to keep track of where this train's going to be to make sure you know what you're going to do on your next turn. So on my turn, that's advantageous for me. So I can move down to the next train and then hop off right in town to turn in my loot point, my loot here at the town. That's great. Other things to consider with your cards is if you have a pair, 2 cards of the same number, you can gain 1 extra heist action, 3 of a kind, 2 extra, 4 of a kind, 3 extra, etc. So be sure to keep track of what you can do with these poker cards, aside from looting items, aside from moving your horse. You can also use them as free actions for trading them and making other abilities happen. At the beginning of the game, you'll agree what point level you're going to, and for each item you turn in a loot item. You turn in a loot item, you get 1 of these heist points, and it goes up the meter. So if you're 2 players playing to 10 makes sense, 15 is going to be a lot harder. You also need to keep track of the train, because once you get to 5, you got a runaway train situation. Hiya, today we're talking about Train Heist prototype. It's on Kickstarter now. I want you to seriously consider backing it. As you saw from my quick playthrough, there's a lot going on. The game is cooperative, but at the same time, you're trying to get to the most number of points. You gotta watch out for that sheriff. You gotta loot. There's a whole, it's that time period, so there's all the Native Americans you gotta watch out for, cause you problems. And as you saw in the video, I have the prototype copy. The Kickstarter copy that you see on there now is going to come with bigger, better components, where your cowboys are actually bow-legged and fit on top of a horse meeple. This preview obviously just had the little horse tiles. So go look at the Kickstarter page. It's linked in the video notes. And seriously consider backing this. As you know, Tower Guard Games has been a subject of my video reviews before. He put out Mad Rush Rally and then later renamed that Crash Carts with some updated rules and some updated parts. He's one of those designers that I follow, I really respect, and think he's doing great work. If you read through the notes, he's had help. Some people checked his rules and gave him some advice, some big names in the industry. So go download the rule book. It's available on Board Game Geek, and he posted it on the Kickstarter page. And just check it out. Seriously consider this Kickstarter. This is a great co-op game. It's fun to be the robbers trying to stop the nasty cops, because the sheriff's the delinquent who's been money grubbing and stealing stuff. It's up to you, the good-natured bandit, to run a train heist. So again, Tower Guard Games, Train Heist. It's on Kickstarter now. Thank you for watching Broken Prism Reviews.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to unitedgeeksnetwork.com, where you will find Almost Podcast, a fan-driven companion podcast for the Almost Human television show. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at unitedgeeksnetwork.com.